Hi everyone, this is Anubhav from FMRE Real Estate, and today I've got Carolina with me. And Carolina is a queen of renovations and flipping properties. So today's topic is renovation flip, and we want to get some experience that she wants to share about the reno flip with us, but also at the same time, at the end of it, we've got some surprise for you. So keep listening. So, Carolina, welcome. And I wanted to talk to you about, of course, this renovation flip. Can you tell us a little bit about it, what it actually means, and what sort of timeframes are we looking at?
Yep. Well, Reno flips, it's about buying properties that require a bit of love and they can be upgraded and taken to a better position, so that the difference between what you buy and how you sell will make you a profit. Usually it's flipped because we are talking about very short time frames. We are talking about no more than 6 months in end to end.
So basically we are doing, what type of renovation would that be? Would that be cosmetic, structural, that 6 month period?
Yeah, that's a really good point, because for here we always look at basic cosmetic renovation work. We don't want to enter into long structural renovations because we want a short period of time. From time to time we have to deal with small issues. That's not a problem, but nothing structural or bigger estate extensions.
Yeah, so which means that, let's say someone wants to buy a property and that we can identify the property for a renovation that is fit for renovation. So the numbers will be done, the numbers would be understood, what we are going to do, what uplift we are going to do. Like I said, give some love, tender care to the property and uplift the energy of the property by actually going through the cosmetic renovation. And then essentially that would include maybe carpet change, maybe painting the walls, internal, external, shuttles. What else is included?
So that's a really important point. The first thing that you mentioned is not every single property that needs care it's proper for flip, because numbers need to work first. So it's the right market, the right position that will help us to take those properties to the next level. So location is important, doing the numbers is important, and then on a second level it comes to what is required. So we look at what that specific market requires, what a renovated property needs. In this case we are typically talking about painting, changing floors, carpets, a bit of landscaping, those kind of things. Usually we do complete new bathrooms and kitchens. That's not considered a major renovation. It's more about replacing for a better, more modern facilities, but that's part of a cosmetic renovation. If we are talking about knocking down walls or extending the property beyond the roof, that's a different proposition. Yeah.
So that's a good point actually. So within the roof line, let's say it's a 3-bedroom 1-bathroom property or a 4-bedroom 2-bathroom property, would within the 4 walls under the same roof line, could we extend another bedroom or a bathroom? Is that also considered as cosmetic renovation?
If we don't have to do a structural work like touching structural walls, it's completely possible to do, and we've done many where we add a bathroom, for example, usually in same white area, so we reduce the cost, like converting a laundry into a bathroom plus an European laundry is very common, and adding a bathroom or adding an additional room. If you have the space within the same roof line, is completely possible, and many times it adds a lot of value to the property.
That's amazing. So what we are saying here is that in 6 months from the time you buy the property, you settle, you renovate, and then you sell back in the market, that's 6 months period. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. From, let's say, settlement to settlement, that's the objective.
Settlement to settlement. Okay. So which means there is also search time frame which is outside that 6 months period.
Yeah, it's a bit, but usually because we are very knowledgeable in this,
and we're fast.
We are fast, yes. Yeah. So we are almost ready, and usually when when we work with other people, we already have the property ready.
That's right.
And from there, when the actual resources are required, that's one of the key things. We are talking about a very short period of time of investment that is no longer than 6 months. Yeah.
Yep. And obviously the end product that we are selling back in the market will be very much appealing to home buyers or anyone in that market. So would there be a research that is involved that requires who's the end user of that particular property as well?
Yeah,
Is
and
that important?
that's why I mentioned before that for us it's important to see what are other comparables in that same area, and we have extensive conversations with real estate agents in the area to understand exactly what are the features that in that specific area matter. In some areas, adding a bathroom will add a lot of value. In some others, don't, or if the additional bathroom is not an ensuite, then it's not worth doing, for example. So it's market by market that we understand exactly what are the needs, what type of finishes the buyers in that area are looking for. It's typically owner-occupier market. We've seen in the past a lot of investor market as well, but right now with the changes, I would assume that is going to be more those owner-occupiers, because we usually are in more established areas, that's where those properties are. And that will be more owner-occupiers that want to live in that area.
So you recently did a project, for about 550K purchase price in September 25, and then you sold it back in what, March 26, was it?
Early 26.
Early 26. So that's about that 6-month time frame that we're talking about. So you bought it for 550. You did a cosmetic renovation. And then we flipped it. How much did that sell for?
So bought it for 550, and the reselling price was 810.
810. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a huge jump, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's amazing profit as
well. It's good profit. Not there are many other costs involved, but even then the results were really good.
So when we talk about costs, you've got renovation costs, you've got holding costs, you've got purchase costs, you've got selling costs, to be included. Okay, so you walked away with a decent profit?
It was 70,000.
$70,000. Wow, profit. That's amazing. So those who are listening to this, what we are saying is that if you're buying something for 550, not necessarily you're putting your entire cash in there. You've got a loan against it, right? So you're buying the property, you're possibly putting maybe 100K, as your deposit, another maybe $20,000-$30,000 as your stamp duty and so forth, and then the rest is renovation costs and all that. So out of that 550 plus costs, whatever we are saying, are we saying that maybe you are spending maybe 200K from your pocket? Roughly?
It could be a bit more depending on the renovation cost.
So let's say 250 from your pocket. Okay, so let's say 250K from your pocket, and you're getting a return of $70,000 in 6 months.
Exactly.
So that's more than 20% return in just 6 months on your cash. That's absolutely phenomenal. Is this replicable in multiple markets regardless of what's going on right now? With so much, people are pulling back.
There is always pockets and markets within markets. We look at markets that even stable markets, also growing markets work really, really well, and very established areas that always attracts people that they want, and owners that they don't want to do the work. They want a finished product, a ready to move in property.
Absolutely. So and that's such an exciting thing, because there's a lot of work involved in sourcing the right property and then getting through this entire process all the way up to selling back in the market. And these efforts that are being put in there, did you have to do a lot of the renovation yourself, or what was your role within that space of that 6 months?
No, we always work with the professionals and the trades, because first of all, time is money, and they are the professionals, they know how to do it. But for me, it's about going into the coordination and making sure that we are the ones deciding what is worth doing, because any builder or trade, they will do as much as you want to do, and we have to make sure that we don't overcapitalize, right? So that's the most important thing, that you bring the right trades and that you have a very clear scope from the beginning on making sure that that's delivered on time and on budget.
End to end, yeah.
Exactly.
On time, on budget, I like it.
Exactly.
Yes. So obviously you've got some contingency, you play with it to make sure it actually works within that.
Yeah, because contingency is critical, because we always do building and pest inspection even before we go unconditional, and that will help us to understand if there are some major issues that the end price is not gonna cover. People won't pay you more because you repair the roof,
yes,
or fix a structural problem, and that's very costly. So we make sure that those structural major issues are not there, or if they are there, then maybe it's something that is not cosmetic anymore, and therefore we won't be able to do it as
yes,
a proper reno flip.
Yeah.
So we get out. So that's how we manage that risk. But even then, after building and pest and doing all the inspections, only until you rip out a wall, that's when you realize that there was a bit of an issue, or
yeah,
rotten timber that you couldn't see before that needs to be replaced. So
yeah,
those kind of things, it's important to have a little bit of contingency for those things that you cannot see before you start the work.
Yeah, so what you're saying is, in summary, buy the right price point, make sure that you've got a difference with purchase and selling price, maybe a spread of at least 50%.
Yes.
So you're buying whatever price point plus 50%, that should be really the selling price, so that you can actually make some sort of profit out of that, and with some contingency in there. Get your due diligence right, get your markets right, make sure you've got the right team on ground, and then of course on time, on budget to be delivered with that, right, Karina?
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of work.
That's the thing, that's why not many people do it, because it requires a lot of work, a lot of coordination, bringing a team together to make it happen. We stick to 8 to 10 weeks maximum for a renovation.
Yeah.
And many people that talk to me is like, how do you do that in such a short period of time? Because time is money. We are spending,
time is money.
we are paying interest while we are doing the work. So the quicker you do the reno, well, the better the deal is. So for us, making things on time is critical, and coordination of the trades is super important. So that's why not many people like to do it.
Absolutely. And you know what, if you're so poor on time but you still want to make money out of this is a great short-term strategy that can infuse cash immediately within 6 to 8 months of time frame in your pocket. What that actually means is, with high rising interest rates right now and with so much uncertainty, these properties that we are buying, you don't have to hold them for way too long. We're doing it for the purpose. It's a project, and the project is going to be sold back in the market, but it gives you cash. So in this example, on a 550K property, if you made $70,000 profit before tax, it means, what could you do with the $70,000 in 6 months? Repeat the process, you've got $140,000 just the same in one single year. That's like more than many people's salary.
Yeah, that's exactly
right.
right.
Just 2 projects, and all you've done is invested your capital, taken the loan, and relied on professionals to get the right outcome for you just twice a year for 140K. Most people struggle to even earn 100K in this country, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
So there are smart ways to invest. There are strategies that can help you with cash flow, growth, whatever you're struggling with. Pay down your loans with this extra money, get your lifestyle. You want to travel, that's possible. You want to buy another house, you're saving for a deposit, you don't have enough money right now, this is how you can get started. But on that, I also want to cover, Karina, one amazing topic, which is about joint ventures, because not many people know about joint ventures, and most people go with a very traditional way that I need to have all the money before I can do something. And today I'm going to break that myth, because we've got Karina who's done this with someone. So can you explain the concept of joint venture? How does it work in the context of Reno Flip?
Well, in the context of Reno Flip, you really need 3 parties. You need, well, the doing party, but you also need serviceability, so someone that can serve a loan, and the cash, the money partner. So those are the 3 main roles. Not necessarily one person has to have them all. So those are the three parties that could come together and make the deal work.
So in this example, we talked about on a 550K property where we needed 250K cash, right? We also have to borrow the money as well in that scenario.
Yes, that's right.
So that's almost close to 400,000 that we have to borrow as well. So you're saying, let's say I don't have a borrowing capacity, but I have a 250K cash sitting with me. So I would get my friend who can joint venture that with me, and he can bring the cash. I bring the cash, he can bring the borrowing capacity.
Exactly.
We get in together, and then we get into an agreement with you where you can actually then be the doing party.
The doing party
So
and execution.
that's how we are three of us, yeah?
Exactly.
But I can do the finance and I can do borrowing as well, and then you and I can also be in the joint venture.
It depends on the financial situation of the person. Some people have both the serviceability and the cash effective really to do the deal. But in some cases, some people have the serviceability but don't have enough saving, or people that are asset rich but can't serve alone, and that's where it's really powerful bringing in the advantages that each one can bring to the table.
It's a strength,
but
right?
supplement the strengths that everyone has, but supplementing the weakness of the other party, and we all make the deal work together. And we do it legally. We have a formal contract, JV contract, that sets out specifically roles, responsibilities, and what happens with the deal.
Yeah. So usually the person who's taking the loan goes on the title, and the one who has the money partner and the doing party, they are protected because of the joint venture agreements that get put together. Yes. So it's very legally, formally done. So you're protected from that perspective. The risks are sort of contained in that scenario as well. Of course, there's risk in every investment, but at least that joint venture means that it's fully articulated, it's well thought through. The roles are very much, we are very clear on that, and then the outcomes are also very clear before you get into a project like that, right?
Exactly.
But this also means for all of you who are listening that you could be doing nothing right now just because you're stuck and emotionally holding property that doesn't work. Maybe your properties do need some work right now, or you need to maybe change the portfolio, flip the portfolio, sell something to buy something better, or maybe you're not in that position. You could possibly borrow but you don't have the money. So find someone where whatever your strength is, get someone to furnish your weakness by getting a joint venture with a party. Come talk to us, because we can be the doing party, and you don't have to do anything apart from getting into this deal with us, and we can make this work for you. Is that right? That's how it's going to be?
Yep.
And that's that's how you've done it with others, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have the money, but they just don't have the time.
Yeah, and you just brought a really good point, and it's some people have the assets. We don't even have to go and search for the property. Sometimes they have a property in their portfolio that is underperforming. They really know that they could get better value out of it with a renovation before they sell it, but they don't know how to do it, or they don't want to do it, or they don't have the money to do it, for example. So bringing the other two parties that are missing, which is the money and the doing partner, to sell that asset and then move into your next strategy for your portfolio is something powerful as well. Yeah,
which is amazing. And this is where I think a lot of people will get so much value out of this conversation, because not many people think about joint ventures at all.
Yeah,
this will help them sort of go beyond the horizon and sort of challenge the status quo and come out of the limiting beliefs. The second is that you now know that we have an existing partnership with Carolina where we can actually get this job done for you, and it's a done for you deal, right? That's really where the partnership comes in there. We partner with you so that we can actually get the job done as well. So that's amazing, where you've got a service sitting right there where we can construct it in any possible way, but unless you talk to us, we wouldn't know how to help you. So if you want to make money in 2026 differently, and you want cash right now, when that is the need right now, and cash flow is king in today's market, especially with rising cost of living going up and rising interest rates, it's not stopping. So how do we make money in 2026? This is one of the best way in short period of time that you can get your money back with profit, that you possibly may not be able to see any other investment can give you apart from this short-term strategy. And many people do this every day. Their whole living is based on this strategy, right? You know a lot of these people, right?
Yeah,
who do this full time.
Professional.
This is exactly what they do, and they're making money out of that. Just doing projects. That's all they do. There's no job. The people have actually said goodbye to their 9 to 5 just by doing this. Gives them the flexibility. So here's your opportunity to test it out. Come forward, have a chat, and have a chat to us, Carolina and myself, and we can see how we can help you. Reach out to Find My Real Estate and click the link below wherever you see, and we can have a chat, we can consult, we can understand what you have, whether it's your finance, whether it's your borrowing capacity, and see what we need to do. The deals that we are currently talking about are in the range of $800K to $1 million purchase price. Is that right?
Yes,
approximately,
exactly
that
right.
we are doing. But it gives you the opportunity to be able to tap into markets that are good. Now you might think, one thing I want to talk about is, people might think, okay, maybe 500K is a better flip because they don't want to take that risk, right?
Yeah.
How do you see risk on a 500K property flip versus a $1 million property flip, right? Is the risk higher in the 500K property when it comes to flip, or is the risk more higher in the $1 million property?
Well, it depends in the amount of work and the specific market, because if there is enough gap in that market, in that specific location,
assuming
for
both
the
have the
reason,
gap.
but
Yeah.
if both have the gap, well, usually the uplift in a higher market, it's in terms of net cash is higher, for the same effort, right?
For the same effort, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Same time frame, same effort. So a 500K will still take 6 months, and a $1 million property will still take 6 months to do the job on a cosmetic renovation.
Exactly.
But you get more on a $1 million property, and of course there's also room for error in a $1 million property because of higher contingencies that you can build into it, and because you can change the quality of the actual renovation itself. You can go high spec, you can go mid spec, depending on the market, but we've got choices to make there, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. In a more entry level, we always go for the very basic renovation style. In higher spec, but I would say it's more, this is a mid market. We're not even talking about super top end $3, $4, $5, $6 million properties, because that's where the risk in the terms of size of your market is really small. But a property for a reselling price in the 1.5, 1.6, or even up to 2 million, it's still mid market. We are not talking about it with enough buyers in the pool to buy, because that's the other thing. So it's not a matter of going at super the top end, because that's where the risk increases, but we're still talking about a better margin in a market that's still mid-level market.
Mid-level markets, yeah. So we could still help people with a $600,000 property as well.
Yeah.
In some of the regional markets in Victoria.
It's doable.
So we can still make that work. But if you have the money, it's better to do that in the higher range. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can play around a little bit with that. So guys, it was such wonderful to actually hear Carolina say that, and you'll be delighted to know that we have actually joint ventured together and in a new company that we are going to be helping and work with you in a joint venture framework and help you get through your deals, right? We are super excited to roll this out, and Carolina is an absolutely amazing person. When you come and talk to us, you'll know what it means, the work that gets done on ground without you having to lift a finger. So talk to us, reach out to Anubhav, click the link below, and we can chat. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Carolina, for being here.
Thanks, Anu.